Welcome to the Firehouse Subs post-game wrap. I'm Scott Fraser, joined by Justin Duncan. We just watched an instant classic, Justin. Guelph wins 34-27, and on the back of Guelph's favorite son, Anakin Guthrie, who ran for a real long missed field goal return all the way to the house. You had a chance to catch up with him after the game.
Justin Dunk with you alongside our Firehouse Subs player of the game, and it's Anakin Guthrie because he provided the spark that ultimately got the Guelph Gryphons into the playoffs with a 129-yard missed field goal return. How did that happen?
Oh my goodness. I've been returning for a few years now, and I first and foremost got to give credit to the guys up front blocking. That does not happen without them, given the effort that they gave on that play. Once he missed and I got to the field, it was honestly green grass from there. They gave me the lane, and then it's just run fast and don't look back. I learned that from my dad, and so to me it was a great honor to have that as my last official home game here. Man, what a game.
Indeed, and you had that huge momentum-changing play. What was the return call coming out of the huddle?
Well, we have a couple different calls. It was to the right side or the left side, the field side, so more space that way. But again, it's just, I got to give it back to the blockers. They are the ones that got me through that. So.
You made a guy miss, go down the sideline, show off that speed. We've seen you take some kicks back to the house during your career, but I don't know if any have been bigger in the moment in terms of getting Guelph into the playoffs. On the day also, you had 3 punt returns for 111 yards in this game.
That's right.
A key big one that came in the second half that led to points for the Gryphons. How were you able to be so dynamic in the return game, specifically with the punts?
Punt return is probably the most fun position on the field, because as much as there's a call and there's some blocks and a direction you have to run, you really do get to work some moves and hit some seams. For me, I've really enjoyed that position over the years. I think this is my 4th touchdown against York, or 5th touchdown against York in my 5 years here. So yeah, I love that position. It's very, very fun. Yeah.
Playing York is your good luck charm.
That's
clearly.
right. That's right.
And you almost had a game-changing play on defense, an interception that gets called back for pass interference. I felt like that was a soft call. The officials might not like that. I won't get your comment on it, but overall, Anakin, you mentioned it. This is your last home game at the University of Guelph because the Gryphons are the number 7 seed for the OUA playoffs. You won't be back at home. What does it mean to you to end not only with a victory, but with the way that you played, the return yardage that you amassed, well over 200 yards?
For me, it really comes back to just leaving your mark and earning your place. I've been here for 5 years, and I have never once stopped working towards the goal of success. And for me, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. Obviously, all glory to God for the opportunity to have had to play this awesome sport and play for this awesome team. This has been my junior football career. I played football games here. High school, I played football games here. And now my university career, I played football games here. So I've known this field my whole life. And to end it the way I ended it today, I could be more proud.
You're a local boy who, as you mentioned, played your minor career in Guelph, your high school career in Guelph. What would you say to local players out there about staying at home and playing for the University of Guelph?
This is an awesome team to play for, and the culture in the locker room and with the coaches is a great place to play for. I think there's a special component of staying home and playing for your hometown. I grew up being the ball boy here and helping out with that 2015 Yates Cup. And I think football is such a great sport because it's a team sport, and getting to stay home and have your family close and have your friends that from high school and come see you and play, there's nothing better than it. So I would definitely suggest to the local guys who are thinking about playing university football, definitely consider coming to Guelph.
Well said. That's Anakin Guthrie, the star of his final home game at Alumni Stadium. Big-time 129-yard missed field goal return helps change all the momentum for the Gryphons and get them into the playoffs. Anakin, thanks for joining us.
Of course, thank you.
Firehouse Subs player of the game.
Cheers.
Really well-spoken kid and a guy who's a real leader on this team. He was speaking about Next week's playoffs, we'll touch on that in a moment. He has no fear about where they're going, but he wasn't the only guy on the field that executed. Marshall McRae was Mr. Everything under center, especially in the later stages of this game.
He was huge for the Gryphons in this football game, finding the end zone twice, running the ball, and then ultimately had the game-winning touchdown, but it was a reception. Like, think of this, your head coach, Mark Soria, games on the line, playoffs hanging in the balance, and you call a throwback to your quarterback in your short yardage package. McRae catches it, gets into the end zone. What an absolutely unbelievable ending. And we can't forget the forced fumble by the special teams unit for the Gryphons that ultimately led to that opportunity for McRae to score the game-winning touchdown and get the Gryphons into the playoffs. This was a true three-phase win for the Gryphons. The defense, I thought, did a really good job in the first half. Second half, they let up some yards. Keegan Hall, full credit to him, threw for over 400 in the game, but it's a loss for the York Lions as Guelph wins their final home game to squeak into the playoffs as the 7th seed.
As if the final week and the final game couldn't have been more dramatic. We were scoreboard watching all over the place. This game seemed like it was over 2 or 3 different times as well. It was the game that almost never ended, but it finally did, and Guelph now has their playoff picture very clearly mapped out for them. 1 week from now, down in London at the Western Mustangs. Anakin Guthrie said it post-game, we're not afraid of them. We're tired of being a little brother. We're going to go right at them, and the confidence was genuine coming from that kid. What do you think about Guelph's chances against Western? Western, obviously, today came up a little bit short against the Laurier Golden Hawks, but have been fantastic all year long.
A little bit short, a lot of bit short. It was 60-13 in that showdown. Laurier put it on the Mustangs, and I think Guelph should go in there with some confidence. Earlier in the season, Guelph went down to London, didn't get the result they desired. It was a loss by, a decent margin, but I think there were some key mistakes in that game that Guelph can fix. One of the real keys to me, though, is the health of this football team. They need to get some of those guys back that missed parts of this game. So if they can get healthy in a week here, go down to London with some of that confidence in a close game, getting the victory over York, I think Guelph could have a shot. I want to see the offense be balanced. We need to see that run game come back with Isaiah Smith and the guys in the backfield. Ideally, Caleb Sargent is healthy for this Gryphons team as well. And I want to see Tristan Aboud get into a rhythm throwing the football. I think the defense led by defensive coordinator Matt Berry can do enough to slow down Ethan Dolby. That's going to be the real major factor for Guelph defensively, is slowing down that Western Mustangs running game that Greg Marshall always dials up. So if you can limit Dolby, then I think the Gryphons can have a real chance down there against the Mustangs to pull off an upset.
Yeah, so Guelph with the win today. They extend their season on the road next week, which means we won't be with you. So that actually wraps it up for us. Justin Dunk, Scott Fraser, thank you for watching all season long, and we'll see you next fall.